everyone, so today we are throwing it back to an empties video. It's about time I did another one of these because I have empty products just stacking up upon themselves and it's ridiculous to just hoard your rubbish like I am doing. And I thought I'd do something slightly different as well. I've been reading a book recently, in fact it's right behind me. So this is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying by Marie Kondo, and I've seen a few people talk about this and I have to admit I am not a tidy person whatsoever. If you could see the floor of this room right now, you'd agree with me. So I've been giving this a read hoping, fingers crossed, that it's going to change me into a magically tidy and organised person, and I have to say I'm about halfway through and I think it really does work. I'm already inspired to start clearing things out and getting rid of all the junk in my life that I don't really need around me, and that's kind of where this video ties in. So as well as empties, I also have a few products that I've kind of used for a while and that I don't really need. I am definitely a makeup hoarder and I have a lot of stuff. Technically it's my job, so I feel like I can justify having a bit more than a normal person would do, but still there is way too much and I need to sort it out. I've started off with the makeup in my kind of immediate makeup drawers, so I have a set of Moodie drawers on the top of my desk or of my dressing table, and I've kind of gone through those and picked out things that I've had for a while and that I never use and I don't really need, and I think that's a pretty good start. So I might do a few videos in the future about having a massive clear out of my makeup. Let me know if you'd like to see those, but for now I thought I would tie this empties video in with a few things that I'm also throwing away. So I have a massive box here. Actually I have three massive boxes. A lot of these are actually hair products. Obviously I have quite a lot of hair, so I go through a few hair products, and I had these Oribe products sitting in my hair basket and I've had these for so long now, and they kind of had one or two sprays left in them, but I was really holding on to them. I didn't want to get rid of them because obviously these are quite pricey and they're just lovely products as well, but I thought it's about time. You have three different Oribe products that are pretty much empty, so you better get rid of them all. So I used them up. It was a sad moment when this one gave its final spray, but these are the Oribe Après Beach Spray, and then I have a large and a small size of the dry texturizing spray. Now normally when I run out of something that I absolutely love, I would just run to the shop, buy a whole new one and just start again, but I think I'm going to have to narrow it down and just pick one of these because there's no point having two different kinds of texturizing spray as well as the other hair bits that I have. So I think if I had to pick between these two, I think it would actually be the Après Beach Spray because it does the same thing as the dry texturizing does, but it also gives a lot more hold and kind of workability to the hair, so I actually think this is my favourite. This one will be making a comeback. Unfortunately I don't think these two will. Ridiculously enough, I have more dry texturizing sprays in here. I have one from Windle and Moodie and one from Oskia Blandi. Now this one is pretty much full and I have to say I like the effect that it gives, but the smell of this, oh my gosh, I just can't handle the smell of this. It's so bad. To me it smells like toilet cleaner, not good toilet cleaner either. It just makes me gag when I use it, and not even in a way that I could try and work with like some of the other products that I have, but I just can't do it. So this one I'm afraid is going to the bin, or maybe a better home. I'm sure I can find someone that will like this. And then the Windle and Moodie, this is the matte texture spray. I have actually ran out of this, or I nearly have, and then the lid stopped working, so I can't actually get any of this out. I did really like it. Again, it's another one with a horrible smell. Not quite as bad as the Oskia Blandi one, but still not something amazing. And I found that is a bit common with all the Windle and Moodie products. They are amazing and they do really great things for my hair, but just the smell of them is ridiculous. So again, I think I will give that one a miss next time I go to buy a dry texturizing spray. And then I have one dry shampoo. This is the COLAB London in the little mini size. I brought this to take with me on holiday and I ran out of it pretty quickly. This stuff doesn't last too long, but it is really great. I really like this dry shampoo. It definitely is invisible like it says on the can, so you can't really get any white patches with it even if you spray it really liberally into your roots. And it does a really good job of keeping my hair nice and clean feeling, and it doesn't leave any grittiness or any harsh texture in it as well, which I hate with dry shampoos. So this is one of my favourites and I will definitely be repurchasing it in the future. I have so many of these Korres shower gels. These are my favourite shower gels. I love them. I've used these three up in probably the last 3 months or so. I have the Manga one, I have the Fig one, which I think is probably my favourite of these, and the Santorini Vine, which smells like holidays. It's lovely. I just really like these shower gels. They're really moisturising, they feel really nice on my skin, and the scent really lasts a long time. So I think they're great. They're definitely my favourites. And these, I think all three of them I actually managed to pick up in TK Maxx, and I think it's an amazing place to find products like this from Korres and other brands that you wouldn't necessarily find in places like Boots, but I got these probably for about £3 each, so definitely go and check out a TK Maxx if you're after some Korres products. But I think I'm going to have to repurchase these because they are just my favourite shower gels. I've actually got one on the go at the moment, which is the Vanilla Lychee one, I think, which is really, really beautiful. So I'll use that one up, and I think that's my stash of them completely depleted because I had quite a few of them and now they're all gone. A couple of skincare products that I've used up recently. Another Oskia Renaissance Cleansing Gel. I go through these quite a lot. They actually last for a really long time. I just use them at least 3 or 4 times a day. So I double cleanse my skin and I use them in the mornings and the evenings. So for me, they don't last as long as they probably could do. But I love this. I will forever repurchase this cleanser because it's just the best. It's all the goodness of a balm cleanser, something really moisturising and really lovely to work into your skin. But it's still very light and very easy to manage, and it comes in a pump, which just makes things 10 times better. And there's something about this, when I don't use it and I try something different, I always notice my skin looks a little bit more dull. And this actually has kind of clearing enzymes in it. It has pumpkin enzymes, so kind of fruit extract in there, and it gives my skin just a really lovely radiant glow. So this I love. I will always buy this. And then another skincare one that I've used up, this is the Kiehl's Skin Rescuer Stress Minimizing Daily Hydrator. This was my go-to moisturiser in the summer and I loved it. I think it's such a good moisturiser, but for me now I think it's probably a little bit too light. I definitely have skin that's more on the dry side, so this for me now isn't quite as rich as I would like it to be. I'm actually using a really, really amazing moisturiser right now that I will talk about a little bit more in the future when I've used it out a bit more. But this I think is amazing if you have oilier skin or combination, even if you're kind of dry to combination, because it's still very hydrating. It just isn't quite as rich and as thick as some other moisturisers. But I love this. I will definitely be getting it again next year when my skin gets a little bit oilier in the summer. It's so sad that summer is now over. I do love autumn and winter and everything that comes with it, but I'm really going to miss the sunshine this year. It's been a really lovely summer of good times, good times. Saying that, I am actually going on holiday next week, so I don't really have anything to complain about. But anyway, on to some of the makeup bits that I've used up and some bits that I'm throwing away. For me, makeup probably is the hardest thing to get rid of and throw away because I always think I'll need that one day, I'll keep it just in case, but I think it's something that really needs to be done. I mean, makeup anyway is something that you really should clear out quite often because of the expiry date, so I probably have stuff that is way, way out of date in my collection. So like I said, these are just a few things from my main makeup drawers that I've kind of gone through and picked out as that I don't really want to keep anymore. A few of these are empties, so the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara, I go through this stuff quite a lot and I will always buy it because it's the only mascara that doesn't smudge on my bottom lashes, so anything that I use, anything that I've really tried, apart from maybe 1 or 2 products, generally tends to give me panda eyes after about an hour, and this stuff doesn't do that, so I always buy this, and I love it. It has such a cute little wand, and you can really get into the bottom lashes and make them nice and separated and thick and fanned out, so this is a great one. So cute as well, so small, but because of that, unfortunately, it does run out really, really quickly. And then another one of the L'Oreal Miss Manga mascaras has Bitten the Dust. This is my everyday go-to, just throw on, know it's going to work and look really good type mascara. I have a few mascaras from Barry M. These are the Showgirl mascaras, the extra volume version and the extra lengthening. These just aren't particularly good. They have lovely packaging and they feel very weighty and very nice, but they just don't really work very well. I was quite disappointed actually because I really like them and I thought they might be an amazing budget option, but unfortunately they just don't really work. They actually feel from first use like they didn't have any product on them at all. They're very dry mascaras and they just don't do a lot for my lashes, so those I'm afraid are going in the bin. I've got a Rimmel Scandaleyes pencil. This is the nude colour, so I use it on my waterline. I've had this for far too long. I know with pencils you can sharpen them, but really guys, it's been a good couple of years. So I think it's time to throw this away, and I've recently bought a MAC pencil, which you should have seen in my little MAC haul. I will link that down below for you if you haven't. So I'm going to start using that instead of this. So unfortunately this one is not really going to get used and it needs to be thrown away anyway. I have quite a few concealers that I'm getting rid of, probably because concealer is the product that I buy the most. I'm always looking for the next best concealer, something that's going to cover up my dark circles, so I do try out quite a few things, to the point where I have a whole Moodie drawer just dedicated to concealers, which is a little bit ridiculous. So these 3 I've decided I don't really need anymore. The first one I've only actually used a few times and I really don't like it. It's the Benefit Fake Up Concealer. It's kind of a strange one. It has this almost lipstick type packaging to it, and it actually looks like a lip balm. It has this sort of gel clear kind of colourless wax around it, and then the colour in the centre, and I just found this slipped around my eyes. It creased after even just a few minutes, and it didn't really do much in the way of concealing. I think if you had super dry skin, really kind of flaky, very dehydrated under eyes, this might work really well for you, but for me, even though I do have dry skin, it just ran absolutely everywhere and it just didn't do a lot. So that one I don't really have any use for. And then this one I think has actually solidified in the packaging. I've had it for so long. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and again, I never really got on with this. I've had it for a while, quite a long while, but it just never really worked for me. First of all, I hate the pump. I think it's so hard to get a nice amount of product out. You either get nothing or just way too much. So that's a bit of a pain, to the point where I had to kind of unscrew it rather than pump it out. And the product just never really worked for me. It always felt a bit cakey under my eyes, and it didn't really do much in the way of covering, even though it is a very full coverage concealer, which doesn't really make sense, but it just sat really badly and it didn't look right. So this one I never really loved, so I think it's just time to get rid of it. And then this one is a bit of a newer purchase. It's the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I had such high hopes for this one when it came out, and I've used it quite a bit and I just don't really like it. There's two reasons why. First of which is that the colour is really pale, super pale, even too pale for me, which is a very rare thing to find. It just doesn't look right on me, it doesn't work into my skin, but it was definitely the better of the two options. I think the colours in the range really aren't very good, so it was either super pale or really orangey and too dark for my skin, which is a shame really. But also the formula of this I don't really love. I've just found it's very drying and it makes my under eyes look very cakey and not really very nice at all. Around the face it does work a lot better, but I like to have a concealer I can use all over and not just in one particular area. So this one unfortunately I'm going to have to say goodbye to. I might see if one of my family or friends are interested in trying this one out. It might work better for them. I think if you probably had oilier skin this would be a good match for you, but for me I just don't really like it. So the last thing that I'm throwing away is the Benefit Gimmie Brow. I love the concept of this. I think it's such a good idea. It's so cute. It comes in a little tube just like the Clinique mascara. It has a teeny little cute wand, and it's basically just a colour for your brows. So you brush it through, it gives them a bit of thickness and fullness and also some colour. But for me it is the actual colour of this that just doesn't work. I was using it for quite a while and I started to notice in pictures and even in real life that my brows just looked really dark and really ashy and kind of a little bit black toned. It just didn't look right on me at all, and I have relatively dark brows. I use quite a dark brow product, but I think you have to be even darker than me to actually use this one and get away with it. And I have tried the lighter version of this too, and that one's just way too light for me. So I need something in between. Benefit, if you want to bring out more colours of this, that would be amazing. But for me, this one just doesn't work. So I will be donating that to someone who can get better use out of it. So those are all my recent empties and slightly disappointing products. I hope you enjoyed this kind of mashup type video. And like I said, if you'd like to see more videos on me sorting out my makeup and things that I'm getting rid of, let me know below in the comments. So thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!